Afternoon. My name is Marion. I am clinical work and aviation psychologist and also private pilot, and I am writing my PhD at the Department of Psychology at the University of Bern in Switzerland. And today I would like to present some of my results regarding differences between short and long-haul pilots' rosters, stress, sleep, fatigue, and mental health. I have no conflicts of interest to disclose. I would like to start with ICAO's definition of fatigue. It says that fatigue is a physiological state of reduced mental or physical performance capability resulting from sleep loss, extended wakefulness, circadian phase, or workload, mental or physical, that can impair a crew member's alertness and ability to safely operate an aircraft or perform safety-related duties. Our objective was the comparison of short and long-haul pilots regarding rosters, fatigue risks on flight duties, psychosocial stress, sleep problems, levels of fatigue, well-being, mental health in terms of common mental disorders, depression and anxiety. We programmed a cross-sectional online survey which was based on previous research to obtain comparable data, and the link to the online survey was disseminated by pilot unions. Altogether, 406 international professional pilots completed the comprehensive online survey, and we compared the groups of short-haul and long-haul pilots. Our dependent variables were roster-related data, fatigue risks associated with flight duties like time pressure, early takeoff, late arrivals, minimum rest, psychosocial stress, sleep problems, fatigue, well-being, depression screening, anxiety screening, and common mental disorders were also self-assessed by the pilots. We expected some significant differences between short and long-haul pilots, and we expected that short-haul pilots would report significantly more demanding rosters, more stress, more fatigue risks, more sleep problems, higher fatigue levels, more symptoms of depression, anxiety, and common mental disorders, and also lower well-being compared with long-haul pilots. We calculated a multivariate general linear model, GLM, with the group variable short-haul and long-haul pilots, and the multivariate effect was highly significant and explained 57% of the variance. Here are our results regarding pilots' rosters. The red bar indicates the maximum legal flight hours per month according to the EASA flight time limitations, and the blue bars show the reported flight hours per month of our pilots. Once again, the red bar marks the maximum legal duty hours according to the EASA flight time limitations, and the blue bars are the reported duty hours of our pilots. And you see that the short-haul pilots reported significantly more duty hours per month, while the flight hours did not differ significantly. Short-haul pilots also reported significantly more sectors flown in the last month, more standby days, fewer rest days, and more early starts, whereas the long-haul pilots reported significantly more night flights and longest flight duty periods, and also longer commuting times. Here are the fatigue risks associated with flight duties for short-haul and long-haul pilots. This is the fatigue risk profile of short-haul pilots, and this is the fatigue risk profile of long-haul pilots. You see some significant differences. Long-haul pilots reported significantly more night flights and more jet lag, whereas short-haul pilots reported significantly more often time pressure, late arrivals, and minimum rest between flight duties, and also sleeping less before early starts. Some fatigue statistics regarding severe and high fatigue when the fatigue severity scale was used. Gledal et al. Collected data in the Norwegian general population and found that 23.1% reported high fatigue, 23.6% reported severe fatigue. Falco et al. Conducted a validation study and found only 18% of the healthy subjects reporting severe fatigue. We collected fatigue data of the working population with and without shift work, and we found that only 10% reported high fatigue, 12.5% reported severe fatigue. And in this study, we collected data among international airline pilots, and we found that every third pilot reported high fatigue, and 42.6% reported severe fatigue. Only 24% of our investigated pilots did not report significant fatigue. And this is indeed concerning. Although our short-haul and long-haul pilots were scheduled for only 51 to 65% of the legally allowed duty and flight hours, many reported high and severe fatigue. Of the short-haul pilots, 23.5% did not report significant fatigue, 44.8% reported severe fatigue, and almost every third short-haul pilot reported high fatigue. Among the long-haul pilots, on the other hand, 28% did not report any significant fatigue. Every third long-haul pilot reported severe fatigue, and 37.3% reported high fatigue. Regarding mental health issues of our investigated pilots, 80% did not report any significant depression or anxiety symptoms. 12.8% reported either positive depression screening results or anxiety screenings, and 7.2% reported positive depression and anxiety screening results. The average values are displayed in this figure. Our short-haul pilots reported more psychosocial stress, significantly worse well-being, slightly more depression symptoms, slightly more anxiety symptoms, significantly more symptoms of common mental disorders, the same levels of fatigue, but again significantly more sleep problems. Looking at fatigue and mental health of our investigated pilots, we found that of the pilots with positive depression screening results, 9.3% reported no significant fatigue, 21% reported severe fatigue, and almost 70% reported high fatigue. Of the pilots with positive anxiety screening results, 15% reported no fatigue, 30% reported severe fatigue, and 56% reported high fatigue. Our conclusions: although pilots are rostered for only 51 to 65% of the legally allowed duty and flight hours, 76% reported severe fatigue, every third pilot even high fatigue. Slightly more short-haul pilots reported severe or high fatigue, although short-haul pilots were significantly younger. Short-haul pilots reported significantly more sleep problems, more impaired well-being, more common mental disorders, due to more demanding rosters and more fatigue risks on flight duty. Pilot fatigue is not only a threat to aviation safety, but also a potential threat to pilots' health and fitness to fly, according to the theory of allostasis. Thank you very much for your interest.